Ever wondered what lies beyond the simplicity of two-dimensional arrays in Java? What if you could manipulate more dimensions or even vary the length of each row? Today, we're stepping into the intriguing world of jagged and three-dimensional arrays in Java. And trust me, it's as exciting as it sounds. Imagine an array where each element itself is an array, but here's the catch. These inner arrays can be of different sizes. That's a jagged array for you. It's like a family where every member has a different number of kids. Fascinating, right? Now let's take it up a notch. Picture an array of arrays, forming a cube-like structure. Welcome to the world of three-dimensional arrays. It's like a skyscraper where each floor has multiple rooms and each room has several boxes. Now that we've piqued your curiosity, let's dive deeper into these fascinating structures. Consider a classroom with different numbers of students in each row. How would you represent this in Java? With a jagged array, of course. Imagine this scenario. You're a programmer tasked with creating a seating arrangement for a classroom. Now, this isn't your ordinary classroom. Each row has a different number of students. This is where jagged arrays come into play. In Java, a jagged array is essentially an array of arrays with varying lengths. Each row, or subarray, can have a different number of elements, or columns. This is why we call it jagged. It's not a neat rectangle like a two-dimensional array. To declare a jagged array, you would write the data type, followed by two sets of square brackets. The first set of brackets will represent the rows, while the second set will represent the columns. For example, int classroom. Initializing a jagged array can be done in a couple of ways. You could initialize it when you declare it, like int classroom =new int. This creates an array with 3 rows, but a varying number of columns. You could also declare each row separately, like classroom =new int. This creates the first row with 5 columns. Accessing elements in a jagged array is similar to a two-dimensional array. You would use the row index and the column index. For instance, classroom would access the 5th student in the first row. As you can see, jagged arrays offer flexibility, allowing us to create non-rectangular data structures. Now that we've mastered jagged arrays, are you ready to add another dimension to our data? Welcome to the world of 3D arrays. Picture a cube in your mind. Each side, each edge, and every point within that cube can be represented using a 3D array. In Java, declaring a 3D array is a breeze. It's as simple as adding another set of square brackets. Initializing and accessing elements from a 3D array is also straightforward. It's all about knowing the indexes. Now, you might be wondering, where does one use a 3D array? Well, the applications are manifold, from rendering 3D graphics in video games to performing complex scientific computations. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. Using 3D arrays can be memory-intensive, so they should be used judiciously. 3D arrays might seem intimidating, but think of them as a tool to store and manipulate more complex data. We've journeyed from the simplicity of 2D arrays to the complexity of jagged and 3D arrays. What are the key points to remember? Well, jagged arrays, unlike 2D arrays, allow rows with different column counts. 3D arrays, on the other hand, add another layer of depth to our data. Both are declared, initialized, and used in specific ways to manage complex data structures. Remember, arrays are just tools. Master them, and you'll open up a new world of possibilities in your programming journey. Until next time, keep coding.